I lived in Ghana till about 11. Then I migrated to Australia, all the way through to work life, and then finally, so I decided to come back home and then start this amazing journey that we've been on. In the space that we're working on. The issue that we've been working on is 60 plus years old. We're literally moving Ghana forward, right? So being able to bring that change for the country would be blessings enough for us, right? For me and the team. My name is Prince Kwame Asamoah, right? And my upbringing, a bit of Ghana and a bit of Australia, right? So I, lived here, was born and raised in Ghana. Then I lived in Ghana till about 11. Then I migrated to Australia. And then from there, that's pretty much where, most of my growing up happened, right? School, all the way through to work life. And then, finally, I had enough and I'm like, hey, let me come back home, right? Home is where the heart is, right? So I decided to come back home and then, start this amazing journey that we've been on. I didn't always know, I'll build something like this. I knew that I couldn't work at 9 to 5, right? And I knew that, right? I always had the hunger to build something, right? Not necessarily tap and hop, right? But anything, right? So growing up, I did everything, right? I sold whatever the heck can be sold. I tinkered with, whatever tech that could be tinkered with. It was just always looking for something that I could, build essentially, right? So, over the time while I was going through school, while I was working, then obviously started seeing other opportunities in the market, right? The CEO it's a good question. Being a CEO is not really important. The title is not really important to me as a person. The most important thing for me is making sure that the staff that work for us is well taken care of, because it's impacting human lives. And also the other effect is the people, the products that we're building, right? It's most important. So making sure that we have an impact on the product that we're building, that everybody's using the product. So for us, that's the most important thing for as a leader in this company. Tap and hope. At the end of the day, like it's it's about providing a solution to a market that, like for example, how came this thing came to me, right? We were in a car, the taxi going to, I don't know where I was going, but I was in a taxi and there was three gentlemen in the taxi, right? In Ghana, if you ever lived in Ghana, say taxis are shared taxis, right? So when I got in, there were already two people that were already in the taxi in the back. They were having a conversation about, the cars and, so one of the owners was like a taxi owner, right? And he was complaining bitterly about, how he bought a new car, right? And this is his first time doing this business, right? He bought a new car. He gave it to a driver to, use as a taxi for, so he can make some money on the side. 2 3 months later, stories. He's not even making the money back. The guy's always, fault. All the issues that under the earth I can think of. So I was sitting there and I was like, there's no need for people like him who's investing in Ghana, right? Who's investing in the economy to go through these things. So I started thinking about him like, what can we do to help people like this, right? To make their investment a little bit safer. So that's how we started thinking about Tap and Help, and we started ideating Tap and Help. Obviously, we had a lot of like conversations with all the key people in the business to make sure that it's a viable business, right? And so we then put the team together to develop it, right? It's a passion. This issue that we're trying to solve in Ghana is not just a Ghana problem; it's the whole of Africa problem. So we're going to take this Tap and Help is for Africa. So the solution is essentially digitizing payments on taxis and trotros. It's very narrow market, taxi and trotro. As time goes on, there's every opportunity that will go on other segments, right? Now it's about safeguarding people's investments, right? Buying a car, starting like a transportation business is not easy, right? So you want to make sure that there's a return on your investment, and that's what we do. We make sure that all these collections, all the management and everything else is streamlined and digitized, So you get access to all the visibility of how your car's performing, right? If you're a driver, we provide the ability to, it's a safer environment to be working in, right? If something happens, your car, we can recover your car back. Same as an owner, right? We can recover your car back for owners. So it provides an equitable market for everybody that's playing in our market. Passengers, you don't have to be fighting with mates every single day. It's just too much, right? Every day we see fights where people are punching people, people are insulting people. All of this, you don't even need to engage with the mate, right? And the mate also says face, right? Some passengers are not nice. So everybody, it's equitable across the whole segment for people that are engaged in using the service. One way successful with tap and hop, it'll be ubiquitous, right? You wouldn't even think about it when you're using it, right? Right now, obviously, there's always the challenge with change, right? New tech, new people don't know how to use it, have not even not even seen it being used before. So there's all those challenges. But within 5-10 years, it'll be ubiquitous. It'll be an infrastructure, for example, right? Where every day everybody will be using it to do the up and down, the rounds, everything, right? When you're building, right, your whole focus is making sure there's a solution, right? So your head is planted in the sand, right? In the weeds, making sure things work fine. But once in a while, right, when you see an alarm goes off somewhere in Slack to say, hey, there's a passenger using this, there's a trip going on, your heart swells, right? And then also like times when you're driving past, on the road somewhere, right? And you see a tap and hop car, right? A trotro or a taxi with, tap and hop devices in it, right? You see that all the work that the team has been doing for the past 4 years, right, is coming to fruition, right? So it makes you more motivated, right? More excited to, whatever challenges come, it's possible. We can do it. Well, you know, it'd be a long conversation. We understand your frustrations, right? We know, say, you think, say, like, we're here to, do something. No, we're here to help you. I say, but wow, right? We're here to make sure, say, all the at all that stuff during your day now, like when you're working, this solution will fix it. It will fix it so that issue is now. So this solution, it will has a man also only all the drivers and it makes for the special as well. you know. So and you say yeah, about replacing one. I say yeah, but we're here to make sure say the BI is fine. Proudest moment as a CEO is building something that at the beginning you couldn't, like, it's like just an imagination, right? The fact that you can imagine it and then build it and then comes to something that you can actually touch. It's a physical thing that you can touch, and all the people that you bring along the journey, right? The journey is very important. A lot of up and downs, but all the people that come in, when we started, the team has transitioned through a few stages, right? But all the people that have been through when we started till now has been amazing. Also seeing the growth of those people that we came with, right? Some people came in wide-eyed, fresh people. Now, very experienced, people that are involved in what we're doing, right? All very much, motivated by the goals, the goals and visions of, Tap and Hope, right? So that's, some of the proudest, moments as well. You got to be able to push through all challenges, right? No is not a no. Right? No is only a temporary slowdown, but it's not a no to your vision, your goals, where you want to see whatever that you're doing, whatever you're building, right? It's just another way to learn, definitely, right? It's not a shutdown of your dreams, right? Along the journey, there's always adjustments to the goal, right? When you start out with the goal, there's always adjustments to it. So don't be rigid in the adjustments, right? And always learn from the mistakes that come along that comes along with the journey, right? Perseverance, you got to be able to push through anything. You can't give up. There's gonna be a lot of times where you're questioning your ability to deliver, to deliver this vision, right? Don't, right? Always know that you're built be able to achieve all of this. You just got to focus on your mind, focus on your goal. To be honest with you, honestly, I haven't thought about it, right? Because you know, tap and hop is a game changer in the way that in the space that we're working on. If it's able to move forward, if it's able to become a success, we're literally moving Ghana forward. The issue that we've been working on is 60 plus years old, right? So being able to bring that change into the for the country would be, blessings enough for us, right? For me and the team. So legacy, not so much, but impact on the segments that we're working on is what we're working on.